Hey, when we're older, let's get married.
What's up, bears? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to the impromptu stream. I'm your hostess, Astrid Jobriath. And you are my favorite people, of course, because we have almost reached the midway point of 4,000 watch hours. Thanks to you! Because, as most of you know by now, I have until February 19th to reach 4,000 watch hours. Or else. And right before we jump into this video, did you know that today is Pork Gender Awareness Day? So all you little piggies over there, you better know your pork, chops, self, pig pronouns. Miss Piggy pronoun. And yes, I can already see in my head comments like, Tucker Carlson just interviewed Putin, Joe Biden was declared mentally incompetent, and you're still talking about woke cartoons?
Oy vey.
Do you think your children are watching the Putin interview? Or are they being indoctrinated by Disney, Netflix, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and everything that Larry Fink can put his finger on? Are your kids watching stuff that checks all the approved boxes? I'll tell you what they're watching. It's Black History Month.
Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering and continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy.
What?
That America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country.
White people, Daphne. Just being a white guy with a clipboard doesn't cut it anymore. Fred's a rich white guy with a tiny Which white actors are descended from slave owners? Why wouldn't he? If I were a rich white dude, I'd kill everybody just to get away with it.
Hey, yo. Even the computer didn't like that, and I was beeping.
That's some white people.
Oh, silly us. Steven Universe! The gayest show ever!
I now pronounce you Garnet!
The gayest show on earth is really over the top! Don't deny it, defy it, and if we sell you bullcrap, buy it.
1, 2.
Well, we're starting off strong, guys. Be anti-racist, a public service announcement from Cartoon Network. I wonder how we can be anti-racist.
3.
Hey, when we're older, let's get married.
It's weird saying that about two kids. You know, when I was 5 years old, I was just sliding down that slide on the playground, holding hands with this other fella, and you know, I just knew that day that when we got older, we were gonna. And he looked me in my eyes and said to me, when we're older, let's pull a Lil Nas X. And ever since then, we've been slaves to Satan himself.
Ha! You can't get married.
Impossible!
Why not? Black people can't marry white people.
Oh my gosh. Or maybe it's something else that's wrong here. You know, like, I'm a little bit more concerned about the fact that they're
Hey now.
It's Garnet from Steven Universe.
It's Mr. T!
Some people make fun of others for wearing glasses. Well, I pity the fools who do that. Because there's nothing wrong with wearing glasses.
Kids, don't be racist.
It's Black History Month. Your children will get to learn about how a black man invented the elevator, lie, and how if he hadn't invented the elevator, lie, all the white people in the world would be stuck on the first floor forever. Big fat lie. And you get to learn that if you go to work and tell people that your kids are learning this in school and it's incorrect, you might not have a job anymore. You know, you'll be the opposite of iced. Or they might learn this pearl of wisdom from Steven Universe, the gayest show on earth.
All right, class. Can anyone tell me who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison!
And so the kids are obviously right. Thomas Edison did invent the light bulb.
That's not entirely true.
Oh, look, the teacher is making the face. She has her finger up in a finger-wagging position, and she has the look that tells you you're about to get indoctrinated.
The light bulb could more rightfully be attributed to Lewis Latimer, the black inventor behind the filament inside the bulb.
Ha! Wow. Lewis Latimer! No, it couldn't.
His invention made light bulbs affordable and efficient enough for the general public, bringing electric light into households around the world.
No, you're just a two-dimensional imbecile written by one-dimensional imbeciles. This is such a huge lie that I'm tempted to think that the writer is secretly a conservative, parodying the woke turds so hard that it just flew undetected under the radar.
Well, so now you know.
No, now you don't know. Why? Because a multi-billion-dollar industry with an agenda just taught you to ignore history. Facts don't matter. Facts are racist. Do the fist, kids. Take the knee. Go home thinking that a black dude invented the light bulb. Put hashtag BLM in your bio. Here's a pride flag and some blockers while at it. Or, just look deeper than a woke cartoon for facts. Let's look at the claim again.
That's not entirely true. The light bulb could more rightfully be attributed to Lewis Latimer, the black inventor behind the filament inside the bulb.
So first she says the light bulb could be more rightfully attributed to Lewis Latimer. And the very next line, she's like, the black inventor who invented the filament inside the light bulb. Oh, so he didn't invent the light bulb like you said a second ago. He invented the filament that goes inside the light bulb. Which is another lie, because woke turds are allergic to the truth.
His invention made light bulbs affordable and efficient enough for the general public, bringing electric light into households around the world.
Well,
and finally, we get a half-truth. Okay, kids, ignore the Galilean cartoon Birchwood. Let's fill your minds with facts. Yes, eventually there was filament that made light bulbs affordable and efficient, but guess what? It had nothing to do with Lewis Latimer. In fact, it had nothing to do with Edison either. The efficiency didn't come until years later with the tungsten filament created by William David Coolidge in 1906. And the affordability didn't come until 1910, which is when he was finally able to mass produce the thing. So who was Lewis Latimer? Well, he was a guy working for Edison's competitor, Hiram Maxim, also not black, seen here. I guess preparing for duck season?
Yes, science!
Who knows? Hiram Maxim of the U.S. Lighting Electric Company. Lewis did file a patent for the filament in 1881 and again in 1882. The light bulb was already 3 years old by then. Thomas Edison was at the time using carbonized bamboo as a filament, and the light bulb could last 1,200 hours. The filament that Lewis Latimer was trying to improve never got mass-produced or anything. He actually came to work for Edison in 1884. There were some lawsuits. Other people claimed to have invented the light bulb. And here's the funny thing woke turds don't tell you. Lewis Latimer was an expert witness in the litigation. Lewis Latimer was instrumental in legitimizing Thomas Edison as the inventor of the light bulb. That is how wrong this frickin' cartoon is. I can't wait until I have my own animation company so people can have an alternative to this crap. People say the left can't meme. A black man invented the light bulb is a meme. It's being delivered by these friends of Dorothy to millions of children. That's why our side has to invest in media. Anyway, the cartoon could have stopped there, but it didn't.
Well, so now you know. Wait, is that it? Hold on. We're not going to mention why he invented the filament?
And again, he didn't invent the filament. That's baloney.
To create a better standard of living for people who had only just been freed from slavery?
He was also never a slave, and slavery had ended years before. In fact, by the time he was born, Massachusetts had been a free state for 60 years. And obviously he didn't have victim mentality because he was a productive member of society and not a grieving idiot. There are reasons to admire the dude, but inventing the light bulb isn't one of them.
Are we going to ask why kids are apparently learning about Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison!
Because Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. And if you went up to Lewis Latimer and congratulated him on inventing the light bulb, he'd look at you like you were an absolute lunatic and say the same thing. I feel like Pearl is one of those groomers that gets the real nerdy kids who are desperate for knowledge and just talks out the side of her mouth making crap up to make herself look smart.
Ugh, and not learning about Lewis Latimer? These textbooks are incomplete. There were black Roman warriors, black medieval knights, black classical musicians, black cowboys, black fighter pilots. Where are they?
Okay, this girl's other job is writing for Netflix and the BBC.
I worry about you humans because you only live, about 100 years? You rely on these stories to know your own history. Thanks to systemic racism, most of your storytellers prioritize white accomplishments.
Really? Systemic racism? Yeah, sure, that's why we're taught that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Not because, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb or anything. You want to know what the biggest black accomplishment is? Not listening to like you, because you want them thinking of themselves as victims. You want them to live in an eternal state of infantilization. You want them believing so hard that the white man is keeping them down no matter what, that they lose their will to try. In other words, and I bet some of you saw this coming, you want people to believe that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time everywhere, and that explains everything. Which is the biggest lie of several generations. The hoax of black victimization. Well, it's not going to be the lie of my generation. You're not fooling me with your woo-woo.
So when you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, that's pretty much what it's going to, I don't care what you say, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, time out, because I only got 5 minutes now, 5 minutes. No dad in the house, worked my way through college, sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and say, well, son, you're never going to be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff, because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't going to be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't going to let you get no, oh, you know you're not going to be able to do it here because the white man going to keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I worked for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? Of this the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm gonna say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Their character, not their skin.
Which leaves you with an incomplete picture. Ask yourself as you're learning history, who's telling the story?
Whoa! Yes, who is telling the story? This entire cartoon has one pearl of wisdom hidden deep inside, and that's this line right here.
Ask yourself as you're learning history, who's telling the story? Was this modified to make white readers comfortable? Are major details being left out that would credit people of color and center their point of view?
Are major details being left out that benefit people who you can't criticize? Because you can criticize almost all people, except one certain group, and they are definitely behind this cartoon and others like it.
Honestly, I should have asked for script approval before agreeing to do this.
We'll do some rewrites. I'm sorry, we didn't know.
Well, so now you know. I swear.
So now you know. So now little Timmy and little Molly know a lie, and they're gonna grow up thinking a lie. And when they find out it's a lie, they're gonna hate the people who lied to them as children. Just like I hate these liars. The very people who always say science is real—
yes, science!
—can't be taken seriously because they don't believe that history is real. Let's take a look at Super Chats. Michael Gonzalez, $5. I appreciate that. Are you back, Miss Panda? I'm sorry to say I'm not fully back just yet. I have 3 weeks until discharge. I get a couple of home visits with a nurse. I have a medical sensor that goes off if something goes wrong. But all this ends in 3 weeks, and I will be home for good. So if you're tired of these black-pilled aesthetic videos that are mostly audio and not enough face cam, that's going to end when I'm home for good. Let's see here. Are you still Miss Panda, or have you found someone to become your Mr. Panda? Where is the best place to catch new content? I'm in high school, so no Mr. Panda for a long time. And I mean a long, long, long time. It's not even crossing my mind. Don't try. And the best place for new content right now is here. Because I need those 4,000 hours of watch time by the 19th or else. So please rewatch all my stuff. #SaveCringePanda. And Bears, Comment down below what topics you want me to talk about, because when I come back, I'm gonna hit the ground running. Okay, guys, I will see you next week, and until then, this has been Astro Joe Bryth. And remember, boys, be fruitful and multiply. Don't be fruity and kiss a guy.
Listen, friends, it's one thing to play a bigot on TV, and it's quite another thing to be a bigot in real life. You know, there are still people around who are willing to hurt other people by judging them primarily on their race or their religious beliefs. Now, bigotry has not helped Archie Bunker's life. You know that. It has spoiled it in many ways, small and large.
Prejudice is something America can do without.